The bell had already rung, and the hallway echoed with the slam of lockers and fading footsteps. 14-year-old Ethan slipped through the classroom door at 8:07, backpack half-zipped, hair messy from running, cheeks flushed. Again! Mr. Harlan looked up from the whiteboard. Marker paused, maybe. Ethan! Third time this week. Detention! Again! The class snickered, same old routine. Ethan just nodded, slid into his seat near the window, and pulled out his notebook without a word. No excuses. What no one knew what Ethan never told anyone was the real reason the clock always beat him the first period. It started 6 months earlier. Every morning at 7:15, Ethan left his apartment building on Maple Street and headed toward the bus stop. But he never made it straight there. First was Mrs. Callahan, 82, legally blind, who lived on the ground floor. Her guide dog, Max, was getting old and slow. Some days, Max refused to move past the cracked sidewalk unless someone walked beside him, hand on the harness. Ethan had noticed her standing alone one rainy Tuesday, umbrella tipped wrong, waiting for courage. He has stayed every morning since. He walked the extra block with them, chatting about baseball she used to pitch in the 1950s. Women's League until they reached the corner where the sighted French shuttle picked her up. Next came Leo. Leo was 9, nonverbal, autistic, and lived 2 streets over. His mom worked night shift at the hospital. His dad left years ago. Leo hated loud buses. The engine roar made him cover his ears and rock so hard he sometimes fell. Ethan had seen it happen once, Leo, on the pavement. Crying without sound, backpack spilled. Since then, Ethan detoured to Leo's house. He knocked softly, waited for the mom's tired, "Thank you," then walked Leo the quiet back way to the special ed van that waited at the library lot. Ethan carried Leo's favorite blue fidget spinner in his pocket, just in case the world got too big. Last time, the one that ate the most time was the ramp at the old train bridge. A teenage girl named Riley used a power wheelchair. The city promised to fix the broken lift months ago. They had them. Every morning, Riley waited at the bottom of the steep gravel path, staring up at the bridge she needed to cross to reach her high school bus stop on the other side. No one else stopped. Most people hurried past, eyes down. Ethan did not. He would jog down, say morning, champ, and push. Riley was light, but the gravel was loose and the slope mean. Some days it took 10 minutes of careful zigzagging, sweat in his eyes, Riley joking to keep him from cursing the city council. When they reached the top, she always handed him a wrapped peppermint from her bag, fueled for the sprint, and he ran the last half mile to school, like his sneakers were on fire. This particular morning had been brutal. Mrs. Callahan's dog had slipped on wet leaves. They'd had to backtrack for a new leash. Leo had a meltdown when a car honked to close. Ethan sat on the curb with him for 15 minutes, breathing in rhythm until Leo could stand again. Then Riley's battery indicator blinked yellow halfway up the ramp. They'd laughed about it worse. Ever. But Ethan had practically carried the chair the last 20 feet. He made it to class at 8:07. Mr. Harlan kept him after the bell. "I'm calling your parents this time, Ethan. This can't keep happening." Ethan looked at his shoes. "I understand, sir." But as he turned to leave, a small voice from the back row spoke up. It was Riley. She'd transferred into the class only last week. No one had connected the dots yet. "Mr. Harlan?" Her voice was steady. "Can I say something?" The teacher nodded, surprised. Riley wheeled forward. "Ethan's late because he pushes me up the train bridge ramp every single morning. And before that, he walks a blind lady and her dog. And before that, he calms a little kid who can't handle the bus noise. He's not lazy, he's just busy being kind." Silence. Then Leo Zaid, who happened to be passing in the hall, poked her head in. He walks Leo too. Every day, never misses. Mr. Harlan's marker clattered to the tray. Ethan's face went scarlet. He hadn't wanted this. He just wanted to help. The teacher cleared his throat. "Ethan, why didn't you say anything?" Ethan shrugged. They needed help. Talking about it wouldn't make the ramp get fixed faster. Mr. Harlan stared for a long moment. Then he did something no one expected. He walked to the board, erased the quadratic equation, and wrote in big letters, "Today's lesson. Sometimes the most important math is the kind that docentee fit on paper. Class dismissed early," he said quietly. "Ethan, stay a minute." When the room emptied, Mr. Harlan pulled up a chair. "I'm sorry. And thank you. Tomorrow, if you're late, there's no dissension. Just text me when you hee on the way. I'll save you a seat." Ethan blinked hard. Really? Really? The teacher smiled, and I'm calling the city about that ramp. Today, outside, Riley waited by the lockers. Peppermint, she offered, holding one out. Ethan took it, grinning. Fuel for tomorrow's sprint. She laughed. Race you two, second period. He, nada. You're on. And for the first time in months, Ethan walked into his next class right on time, still a little out of breath, but with two new friends rolling and running beside him. Because sometimes being late isn't failing. Sometimes it's the only way to win at being human.